everyone, my name is Miss Henry, and today I'm going to be doing the lesson plan for kinder through second grade. We're going to be using puppets, creating puppets, using the resources that we have at home to tell stories. This lesson plan is the fact that you can use so many different resources that you have at home to create these. There's no particular resource that you need. So I actually ended up making a few different versions of them. So before we get into the actual creating the puppet, I just want to show you some that I've played with so far. So the first one I have here is a sock puppet. And I know it doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't have to. What I created was a Cinderella. So I got her light blue dress that she's known for. I did some blonde locks, some rhinestones for her eyes, and the dress and the hair is made out of paper, and then I just painted it. And then I have more of an abstract puppet, and this one is made on a popsicle stick. I cut out a t-shirt and a skirt, and I painted it with paper. That was paper. And then I used feathers for her hair, and then this would just represent a girl. This one was Cinderella. And then I have another popsicle version. I used some red ribbon and I wrapped it around as a hood. And she's supposed to be Little Red Riding Hood. And then I just hot glued some feathers on both sides. So these don't have to be super complicated. They're as complicated as you want them to be, depending on what resources you have at home. A lion I made. And I used paper and painted it. And it's on a popsicle stick. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go over the resources that I have here just so you can know what I have. I have popsicle sticks. I have ribbon, feathers, Arteza paint. You don't have to paint. You can use color pencils, you can use crayons, whatever you have. And then I'm also gonna be using my hot glue gun. So you don't have to use a hot glue gun. You can use tape. You can use regular glue. Again, whatever you have at home. But if you are going to use a hot glue gun, please make sure that you're using it with a parent. Okay? Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to make another girl puppet on a popsicle stick. So I'm just going to take some hot glue. Some on the bottom here. And then these are some little pants that I created. Hot glue here. Be careful with the hot glue, of course. And the glue on both sides. And this can be a little bit messy, so you want to make sure that you have a clean working space that you can use. So I just cut up a piece of cardboard. Alrighty. Bring your pants up just a little bit. You know what? I'm going to make her a flower girl. Alrighty, so this is the flower girl I made. It's a simple puppet using just paper and paint. And then now I'm actually gonna try to make a set piece. So I'm gonna make a tree. Because we're gonna be using these puppets to create stories and retell stories. Alrighty, so next up, I'm gonna be doing a set piece actually instead of a person. I'm going to make a tree. So I already painted this green using my paint, and then I hot glued them together. And then now I'm just gonna hot glue on some of these white feathers that I have. Okay, just pressing the feather on the hot glue. And again, there's no perfect way to do this. You do it however you want to, using your creativity and the resources that you have. Okay. And my goal, I'm going for a really wild, weird, colorful tree. So I'm actually gonna use some of these red ones that I have. And I think it'll look pretty cool. You never have to do anything the same way that you've seen it. You can change it up, just like with my Cinderella. I changed up her outfit. I added some red detailing and some sparkles onto it because that's what I like, and that's absolutely fine. So just get wild and creative with these. You can make more characters, you can make more set pieces. Just make sure you keep these puppets that you make, because next week we're going to be using them again for our next lesson plan. So if you don't want to remake them, you're going to want to keep them. Adding in some more color. Like I said, I want it really crazy and wild and colorful. Almost very Dr. Seuss, very random. Make sure we're not hot gluing to the cardboard. Loving how this is coming out. Wild, wild, wild. Add just a few more, and then we're going to call this done. Alrighty, I'm gonna call it done. This is my crazy wild feather tree puppet slash set piece. Okay, so when your student tells their story, here's their character, here's their set piece, and they can just play with it like this. So on Monday and Tuesday will be our set piece slash puppet creation. So however you want to make your puppets on Monday and Tuesday, those will be your puppet creation days. Hi everyone. So on Tuesday, after we've completed our puppets, we're going to go ahead and do our puppet story. This can be a story that you've created, or it can be a story that you already know. So something like Cinderella or your own original. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick little story that I've created. And this is just going to be off the top of my head, something short and cute that you could do. Okay. And just keep in mind, it's completely okay to look silly, to feel a little bit weird, but we just want to express our creativity and get those creative juices flowing and be the artists that we are, okay? So don't be afraid to be a little embarrassed. It's okay. Just try your best. Here we go. Do-do-do, do-do. I just can't wait to see Grandma. She always has the best cookies waiting for me. But it is getting kind of dark. Getting a little bit scared. Maybe I'll take a little break here. Donna, 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 Donna. Oh no! A lion! Are you gonna hurt me? No, I'm not a mean lion. I really just want a friend. Oh, you need a friend? I do. People always see me and they always assume the worst. But I'm a good guy, just looking for a buddy. Oh, okay, well, why don't you come with me to Grandma's? Thank you. I'd love to. Come on, let's go. Yep, and then that's just a quick little story I created. A moral lesson, you know, we don't want to judge people by their image. We always want to be open and willing to make new friends. We want to stand on our commonalities, meaning the things that we have in common rather than our differences, okay? So thank you so much, guys. That's Tuesday. Okay, so on Monday and Tuesday, we created our puppets and then we did our puppet show. On Wednesday, we're stepping out of that and more into technical theater. So we're gonna start exploring with our sound. So today on Wednesday will be our sound. You're gonna open up the attachment. It's called Now Hear This. It's gonna start off with a sound exploration activity, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and model this for you. What the student will do is they will sit crisscross. You're gonna close your eyes. You're gonna breathe in deep. Exhale deep. In. Out. Releasing all tension from your body. Okay? You want to find a quiet spot. Or not necessarily a quiet spot, but a spot where you can sit on your own. Okay? So make sure you have your eyes closed. Once you feel like you're at peace and you can focus, I want you to start listening to the things around you. Okay? So our goal is to notice different things that we hear in our home. Okay? So we're going to do this for about 3 minutes. I'm going to set a 3-minute timer. I want you to close your eyes, relax, and just listen to any and everything that you hear in your home, okay? Any and everything that you hear in your home, okay? After that 3 minutes, we're going to come back in, and you're going to tell your parent what you heard, okay? So 3 minutes starting now. Keep that breath going. Focusing. It might feel like a long time, but enjoy the peace. All right, and that's our time. Okay, so after listening to everything that's going on in my home, I didn't really hear anything in 3 minutes. So it was really peaceful. That's how it made me feel. Okay, so you're gonna wanna tell your parent things that you heard and how it makes you feel. If you wanna elevate it, you can even add in some different elements of sound that you heard. So things like screeching, buzzing, humming. Okay, so try to use some of those vocabulary words if you can. But you're gonna just tell them what you heard, anything and everything that you heard, and how it made you feel, and the elements of sound, okay? That's gonna start getting us to explore sound, start noticing the things around us, okay? After we do that, we're gonna go ahead into our next part of sound exploration. So previously we explored sound, now we're gonna be creating our own sound. So I really enjoy this activity. We're gonna be using different household items that we have at home to create different sounds, okay? So the first sound that we want to create is a giant stepping, okay? So a giant stepping, we're going to think about that. What might it sound like when a giant steps? Okay, so think about that for a second. Let's think about that. I know that if a giant is stepping, it's going to sound like some kind of smack, right? Like maybe like a stomp. I'm hearing like a stomp sound. So I knew that it would sound like something maybe like beating on something. So I grabbed 2 cans that I have, and I'm gonna try to make what I think a stepping giant might sound like. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, not bad, but that sounds more like a bang to me, right? I think it's a little too loud. So I'm gonna try it a different way. Again, we're exploring with sound, right? Let's see. That sounds different to me. It sounds more realistic to me doing it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's the sound that I created for a giant stepping. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use something else in my home to create another sound. Let's see. So I have this empty thing of dog food for my dog. And what I wanna create, well, first let's play with it. Let's see what it sounds like. So what I'm thinking is maybe leaves rustling, or maybe what it sounds like when you step on a hard leaf, something like that. Yeah, and it might sound like something else to you, and that's completely okay. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do this. If you think that you can find something else in your home that sounds more like stepping on a leaf or like leaves or a giant stepping, then this is what we want you to do. We want you to go around in your home and explore these things and create these sounds yourself, okay? That's the whole goal. So if you don't think that sounds right, you think Miss Henry doesn't know what it sounds like, do your own, okay? So I want you to explore around the house, use different household items, and try to create these sounds, okay? Try to create what a giant stepping might sound like. What would it sound like a storm? What would leaves rustling sound like, okay? Go around your home, find these resources, and try to do that, all right? That's the end of our activity for Wednesday. Thank you. Okay, so we just finished exploring with our sound. Now we're moving on to exploring with lighting. So this activity, what you're gonna do is find an object. You're gonna put it somewhere in a dimly lit room like this. And then we're gonna get our flashlight. I don't have a flashlight, so I'm gonna use my phone. Use whatever you have, okay? And we're just gonna start putting light on objects in different angles and seeing how the mood changes. Okay. If you don't have a flashlight, if you don't have a phone, another great resource that we have are blinds. Okay, so if you don't have flashlights or anything like that, you can explore with lighting here. So this is the lighting we have currently. More light. Okay. So I want to go back for a second. We're going to close these. Okay. Close your blinds. Close your eyes for a second. I want you to see how it makes you feel. This lighting right here. Sit in it for a second and just think about it. Okay. So this is really dim to me. It makes me feel a little bit secluded. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm in my own little bubble. Okay. Now let's change it. So I'm going to let a little bit more light seep in. This. Yeah. All right. What changes? Let's feel it. Look around. I want you to take notice of shadows. Take notice of where the light hits. And even the warmth from the sun, if you could feel it. Okay. What changes? What changes in your mood? Okay. For me, I feel like this just opened me up so much. Just adding in that little bit of light made me feel connected to the outside, right? It lifted me up a little bit. Okay. That might not be the way you feel. That's fine. We're exploring our feelings related to lighting. Okay. We're all the way open now. And I feel really good. I kind of feel like I want to go outside now for a walk, okay? So I want you to just see how this lighting makes you feel. This is what we're doing on Thursday, just exploring lighting, using flashlights or using the blinds. Use whatever you have. There's a lot of different ways to do this, okay? So just explore as much as you can all over the house. You can even do this outside. So that's another good option as well. That's Thursday. On Friday, we will be adding everything together. So the student will read a book, or it can be a book that you already know of. You're going to choose 3 different sound effects that you feel like could fit into that story. 3 sounds that fit into that story. You're then going to try to create those sounds using household objects, okay? I know you can do this. It's more than possible. So Monday through Thursday is our practice and our preparation. On Friday, you read that story and you create your own different sound effects, okay? And then I also want to push you just a little bit more. I want you to try to create some kind of lighting, okay? So what would the lighting look like in your story? So for example, if I had something like the 3 little pigs, one sound that I know I could probably hear is maybe some kind of knock, okay? Maybe some kind of knock, or when he blows the house down, some kind of wind. I know that we could do those things, okay? So maybe I could use a plastic bag and I could open it and maybe try to make the wind sound. And then for when he's knocking, maybe we could do the cans again or something else, okay? So that's an option. And then when it comes to the lighting, I would probably open the blinds completely. And I would say that I would be using that for when the beginning of the story, when the 3 little pigs, they go off to find their homes and build their homes. I would say that this is the kind of lighting I would use when they're building their homes, okay? And you might not agree. That's fine. I want you to explore with this. This lesson plan is completely open to interpretation and modification. That's the whole point of it. So our main goal is just for you to be as creative as possible with these. The puppets really do help to engage students in the lesson, engage them in reading. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Miss Henry.